Hello and welcome to Books of Blood. My name is John, and today I'm going to be doing my ranking of my top 10 favorite albums from Tom Waits. Now, normally I'm going to do a little bit of backstory here. I don't want to go too far into this, but normally what I do is I take, if I own them, I take the studio albums of a particular artist or band, like solo artist or band, and I rank them from worst to best. And that's going through every one of their albums. And I thought to myself, you know what, that's kind of time consuming. Why not do it a little bit differently? So from now on, what I'm going to try to do when I do these monthly music video things is that if an artist has anywhere like 15 to 20 studio albums, then I'm going to rank my top 10. All right, if they have less than that, I'll do a top 5. And sometimes I might just do maybe a top 5 or top 10 favorite songs of an artist. And I might review an album every now and then. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a musical expert. I like what I like, okay? I mean, I don't go, oh, well, this is reminiscent of early blah, 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 anything like that. If I like it, I like it, okay? So that being said, Tom Waits. Tom Waits is one of those artists that when I first heard him, I hated his voice. If you ever saw the movie Mr. Holland's Opus, and Mr. Holland, played by Richard Dreyfuss, he's talking about the first time that somebody gave him a John Coltrane album, and he took it home. He said, I hated it. And then he said, I listened to it again and again and again. The more he listened to it, the more he began to love it and understand it. And it's the same thing with Tom Waits. Tom Waits is an acquired taste. Like I said before, I've said one time before that Tom's voice literally sounds like somebody ran over his throat with a car. That's how Tom sounds. But to be honest with you, I love that. You know, I love the honesty and the humanity in his voice. It's not a perfect voice. You know, he's not going to go on American Idol. You know, if he went on American Idol, Tom Waits had probably kicked off he wouldn't even make it past the door. But his voice is so raw and so honest, you can't help but love it. And that's exactly how I feel about it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love people that have perfect voices or beautiful voices. Don't get me wrong. But there's just a beauty in Tom's rawness that is just to me, just amazing. All right. So there you go. This is me. That's it. So let's go with number 10. First of all, and I'm not going to list every song on here either. I'm going to tell you what some of my favorites are, and I'm going to move on. Try to make this as short as possible. Okay. All right. So from 1976, I believe this was Tom's 4th album, and this is Small Change. All right. So the lady back here in the pasties and G-string, that is none other than Cassandra Peterson, a.k.a. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. This is, I think, before she started the whole Elvira thing, of course. All right. Now, some of my favorites on this one are Tom Traubert's Blues. Let me see, where are they at? Where are we here? Invitation to the Blues is good. The Piano Has Been Drinking is wonderful. It's one of the first Tom Waits songs I ever heard. Let me see. I'm in the dark here in the shadow. Small Change, the title cut. That one's a good one. And that's it for that one. That's number 10, Small Change, 1976. Okay. And I've had a little bit of tickle in my throat lately, so if you see me pause the video, that's why. I don't want to cough in everybody's face, because to me, I think that's what you're doing. And I don't want to be rude like that. Anyway, number 9, his second album, The Heart of Saturday Night from 1974. Tracks that stand out for me on that one are New Coat of Paint, which was actually covered by Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. Diamonds on My Windshield is good. Let's see, what is it? Shimmer Me Timbers. The Heart of Saturday Night, the title cut. Please Call Me Baby. Yeah, those are good. Those are all good ones. All right, yeah, that's yeah, these are all good ones. They're all good songs, but those are the ones that stand out to me the most. And anyway, that is The Heart of Saturday Night from 1974. And I had to do exactly what I said I didn't want to do. I had to I had to pause the video to keep from coughing in everybody's face. You know, I don't know. Maybe you guys might not think that, but I do. I try. I don't like doing that. All right, so that was number 9. Number 8, we got 1975's Nighthawks at the Diner. And this was a live album, but it was recorded in a recording studio. So technically, it's kind of like a studio album masquerading as a live album or vice versa. What they did was they got Tom in there with his band. They got tables, they got chairs, they set them up, invited people in, gave them free beer, free wine, and they got a free concert from Tom Waits. I mean, what more could you ask for, okay? Anyway, some of the ones that stand out for me on this one, he does a lot of banter in this album. He does a lot of talking. He does a lot of just joking with the audience. But anyway, the standout songs to me are Emotional Weather Report is good. Better Off Without a Wife is good. Let me see. Warm Beer and Cold Women. Let me see what else we have. Big Joe and Phantom 309. That's an old Red Sovine song that Tom recorded for this. Let me see. Putnam County. Yeah, a lot of good songs on here. But anyway, that is Nighthawks at the Diner. I believe this is his third album. 1975. Okay, so that was number 8. Number 7 is his debut album from 1973. I'm going to go on record and say this is one of the best debut albums I have ever listened to, period, from anybody. It's just a fantastic album, all right? Some of the songs that stand out to me that I love, that I really enjoy, are Old 55. Now, that was covered by the Eagles. I was on their On the Border album. Tom didn't like that cover. He didn't think too much of the Eagles, you know. He's kind of like Jeff Bridges from the Big Lebowski, you know, because Bridges like, hey, man, I hate the fucking Eagles, you know. Anyway, I Hope That I Don't Fall in Love with You. Beautiful love song. So basically about a guy in a bar. He sees this girl across the bar. He's just like, wow, I got to make my way over there to talk to this girl. And he just tried to make his way over there to talk to her. And things go on from there and stuff. It's just a really, I'm not describing it very well. It's just a really wonderful, sweet love song from Tom Waits. Let me see. Martha is another one that's really good. Another love song. But this one's about a fellow that hasn't talked to this woman in years. And he just decides to up and call her out of the blue to see how she's doing. You know, because he's remembering the old times. Pretty cool, you know. Let's see. Grapefruit Moon, Closing Time. Those are all good ones. Yeah, excellent album. Excellent debut album from Tom Waits from 1973. Closing Time. All right. So what was that? 10, 9, 8, 7. That was number 7. Yeah, number 7, I believe. Number 6 is from 2004, and this is Real Gone. And this is one of Tom's more grittier, just dirtier albums. When I say dirty, I don't mean dirty language or sexual content or nothing, but it's just like kind of down in the dirt kind of album, man. His voice is so raw on this. Let's see, you got Hoist That Rag, that's a favorite of mine. Let's see, what's another one here that I like? Sins of the Father is good. Don't Go Into That Barn. Let me see here. Trampled Rose, another love song, more a breakup song than a love song. So yeah, that's some of my favorites off of this one. Anyway, this is Tom Waits, Real Gone. All right. Okay, well, there's that number 6, or 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, yep. All right, we're moving into the top 5. So from 1992, we've got Bone Machine. All right. And that's just another way of Tom saying human body, because we are a bone machine. That's what we are. Favorite tracks on this one, Earth Died Screaming. It's another screamer of his. Let me see, Dirt in the Ground. Got a lot of ones on here that I love. That I love. All Stripped Down is good. The Ocean Doesn't Want Me. Let me see. Jesus Gonna Be Here, In the Coliseum. Going Out West. Going Out West is the only song I can find of karaoke of Tom Waits that I know of. So I sing it at karaoke when I get the chance. All right. Murder in the Red Barn. Let me see here. I Don't Want to Grow Up, which is actually my favorite song on this album. Looks like, you know, I don't want to have to shout it out. I don't want my hair to fall out. I don't want to be filled with doubt. I don't want to be a good Boy Scout. I don't want to have to learn to count. I don't want to have the biggest amount. I don't want to grow up. You know, and he's talking about a kid that's listening to his parents fight. He's like, you know, I'm listening to them fight. I don't want to grow up. You know, it's a really cool song. So, yeah, I don't want to grow up. Yeah, anyway, that is Bone Machine, Tom Waits, 1992. All right, number 4. Now, number 4 and my number 2 pick were actually released on the same day in 2002, May 7th, 2002. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Blood Money. All right. And this was actually the first Tom Waits album that I ever bought. I used to go to Barnes & Noble, and I kept seeing this album, and they had the listening stations back then. I would put the headphones on, and I would listen to the first track on the album, which is Misery is the River of the World, and I started to fall in love with it. Even though I was hating Tom's voice, I was falling in love with the song, and the more I listened to the song, the more I listened to the voice, the more I loved both, and that's how I became a Tom Waits fan. I would love to see this guy live. I really would. I don't know if he still does live shows or not. Anyway, Misery is the River of the World. Let me slow that down. Misery is the River of the World. There we go. Coney Island Baby, another lovely, sweet love song of Tom's. All the World is Green is good. God's Away on Business. Let me see what we got here. Starving in the Belly of a Whale, excuse me. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, excellent album, but those are some of the ones that stood out for me. All right. All right, number 3. Number 3 is what is actually considered to be Tom's masterpiece. The critics and the fans and all went wild over this album when he recorded it or released it back in 1985. I'm talking about Rain Dogs. And contrary to popular belief, that is not Tom. A lot of people think of that as Tom. It is not Tom. It's some other guy that Tom knew. Anyway, but Rain Dogs, some of the standouts to me on this one are Singapore, Clap Hands. Let me see, where'd it go? Time. This is really small print. Downtown Train. That was recorded, of course, by Rod Stewart. In fact, I think more people know the Rod Stewart version than they know the Tom Waits version. It's good. I like Rod's version of it, but I like Tom's a little bit better, okay? Anyway, that is Rain Dogs from 1985. All right? Okay, we're down to the top 2. Number 2, also released on the same day as Blood Money, and this is Alice. And this is kind of loosely based on the story of Alice in Wonderland. So, the title track, Alice, is my all-time favorite Tom Waits song. It is just a hauntingly beautiful song. The music, the voice, everything is just perfect about this song. I absolutely love it. Let me see what else we have. Flower's Grave, that's a beautiful one, or a nice one, really good. Poor Edward. If you ever watched American Horror Story, and you had the guy in the American Horror Story with the face growing out of the back of his head, that was supposed to be Edward Mordrake, and he was a real person who literally had a face growing out of the back of the back of his head. And so Tom was inspired by Poor Edward, or Edward Mordrake, and he wrote Poor Edward, about how this face would haunt this man and how it would taunt him and speak to him in demonic tones and stuff. Anyway, what we got here? Lost in the Harbor. Let's see what else we got. Reaper Bond is good. And yeah, that's some of my favorites from this one. This is Alice. All right. All right, number 1. I know a lot of people would have probably, a lot of Tom Waits fans would have probably picked Rain Dogs as their number one, but I am just so partial to Mule Variations from 1999 that, yeah, there is no way I could not pick this album as my favorite Tom Waits album of all time, all right? I just think this is one of those albums that is pretty much perfect from beginning to end. I mean, I don't think there's a weak track on it. And I'm not going to name every track, but I will name some standouts to me. Big in Japan, I love that one. Let me see, Get Behind the Mule. House Where Nobody Lives. Cold Water is good, excellent. What's He Building is so freaking creepy. I mean, I don't know where hair came from, but there it is. Anyway, What's He Building? Creepy, creepy song. If you've never heard and you don't own this album, just look it up on YouTube and, yeah, just give it a listen. It's, like I said, it's pretty creepy. Eyeball Kid, Chocolate Jesus, Georgia Lee, and finally, Come On Up to the House. Yeah, so those are just some of my favorites on Mule Variations, which I said is my number one favorite Tom Waits album of all time. So yeah, this is, like I said, my top 10 Tom Waits albums. I'm going to post this on Monday. Another thing, what I'm going to try to do is post these music videos on once a month on Monday, maybe give or take a week or two or a day or two. Well, not a week or two, but it will post on a Monday. And I think I'm going to name make it kind of a series and call it Musical Monday or something like that. I don't know. Just an idea that came to my head. Anyway, it is a Friday. Again, it's going to post on a Monday. Thank you guys for watching. The weekend's coming up. Please be safe out there. Have fun. Just be safe, okay? Bye-bye.